Many miles away from home, steps are difficult, I'm exhausted.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a review of the new Lorac Pro Mega 4. A review, demo, some swatches, all kinds of things. I just want you to get a good overview of this palette to see if maybe it's something that you might want to pick up for your collection. So if you'd like to see all of that, please keep watching.
Many miles away from home, steps are difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something good is coming up. Free like a bird, but also louder, and my footsteps on the ground.
Alright, so as you can see, I am already foundationed and eyebrowed and primed and spackled and all those things. My foundational stuff is done, just for the sake of this video being a little bit shorter. When I look at this palette, I see 18 different combinations of shadows that I could use. So I just kind of want to play with it today and see what I can come up with. Just kind of play with the things that my eyes are drawn to from the beginning. I know that I will in turn do some different looks with this palette so that you can see many ways to use it. But this is just going to get my feet wet. I've got some colors that are kind of calling out to me. This one here, which is Flamingo. This one called Denim. This one called Peacock. Whoo, that's pretty. This fairy tale color right here is very neat. That's one thing I do really love about this palette, is that there are some very unique colors. Colors I haven't seen in Lorac palettes and colors I haven't seen in any palettes. But there's also lots of cream colors. There's lots of neutrals that, you know, you can use for an everyday look or work into a look that has lots of color. But there's lots of foundational colors that you need in a palette. And you guys know I'm always on the search for my one palette that can do everything, that, you know, I don't need to pull anything else in to use it. And this might be it. We're going to give it a roll and see what happens. I said I was all primed and ready, and I am, except I'm going to use my little mini blender and my MAC Painterly paint pot to prime my eyes. I wanted to wait to do this on camera because I wanted to show you how the cream color in the palette is really nice for setting eye primer.
Many miles away from home, steps are difficult.
As you guys probably know, these palettes are usually organized to have the first two rows being all matte and the second two rows being all shimmer. Another cool thing about this palette is that there's varying degrees of shimmer. Some are just kind of satin almost, and some are very full-on shimmer. I did want to show you that there is a, don't look at my messy vanity, a full-size mirror also. I really like, especially for a YouTuber, I like the way you can fold it under and hold on to it easily. But anyway, there's the mirror. But anyway, so I have my Painterly paint pot on. I am going to go into two shades. There's Pink, Peony, and Cool Taupe. It's this one and this one. And I'm going to mix those together just to set my primer. I think these two mixed together are going to be the closest to just something kind of bright and neutral, just to set my primer. I'm using my BRC N42 by Coastal Scents. I do love the fact that Lorac light colors are very opaque. Even though they're light colors, they still are fully pigmented with that light color. You don't have to put on 18 layers to get the effect you're looking for. And for those of you that haven't worked with Lorac shadows before, it's very important to dip very lightly and to tap off your brush, especially with dark colors, to start off small and build up, because I'll never forget the first time I used a Lorac palette. I went straight in with the black and went straight to my eye and had like this black stripe that was there for eternity. I'm surprised it's not still there. But there was no blending it out, and of course it wasn't in the right place. So yeah, As I said in my last video, I'm really feeling these mauve and rose and dusty rose colors right now. Burgundies, and I just love that right now. And so when I opened this up, I was immediately drawn to that, which is Flamingo, and this, which is Spice, and this, which is Lotus. Ooh, they're just so pretty. I think I just stuck my finger in one of these. I sure did. Boo. But anyways, to start, I'm going to go into everything but what I'm trying to say. The shade Butterscotch. Really pretty, warm, mid-tone, beige-ish. On the lighter colors, I'm sure you just saw all that powder fly off. On the lighter colors, I don't tend to tap off my brush just because I don't think it's necessary. I also tend to, whenever I'm doing a tutorial, I also tend to kind of tap into the shadow more than once, whenever I ordinarily would just do once if I wasn't trying to show it to you and show myself dipping into it. But this is just a really nice, warm, light brown color. And it does have kind of a golden undertone to it. And you'll see me blow the excess product off like 16 times. So, yeah, I'll just do that. I really wanted to get away from the mauves and dusty roses just because that's what I've been doing a lot. But that's like, my heart is saying, come to me. Please do this pretty beige and dusty rose and beautiful mauve eyeshadow look. But instead, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different than that, because the color that's really calling to me right now is this called Peacock. It is just stew freaking pretty. It's just too pretty. Another thing that I really like is there's a bunch of kind of taupey shades too. There's just so many options in here, and I'm really having a hard time making up my mind. And maybe I should insert the Jeopardy theme here, but give me a minute. I think I'm going to go a whole different direction. I think I'm going to kind of go with greens and blues and see what happens. You know, you never know. So it looks to me like the shade that's going to work best for the crease is called Sugar Cookie. And it's kind of gray, but it's got a blue and greenish undertone. It's hard to describe what it is exactly, but I think that's going to be the best one for what I'm trying to accomplish here. All right, I'm going to take the Morphe M513, which is like a really big, fluffy crease brush. It's kind of got one of its little hairs bent down. But anyways, I'm going to go into the shade Sugar Cookie. Let's see what happens with this baby. As I pick it up, it looks kind of grayish. But I'm going to keep this on the... I didn't tap it either. I'm going to keep this on the upper part of my crease. I'm going to go in pretty lightly. I just want to give a little bit of depth, but I don't want this to be the color that gets all the attention. I just want some depth there.
Many miles away from home, steps were difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something good.
Alright, that looks good. I'll go blend this back out with the first brush. For the outer corner, I really want to use this shade Denim because I just think it is so pretty. For this, I'm going to use my Morphe M433, which is a smaller blending brush. I'm going to start by patting it in my outer corner and seeing if this can be my dark enough to be my outer corner shade. I don't know. It's not, I don't think it's going to give enough depth, but maybe it'll be the beginning. And I can deepen it up with this other color here. It looks like a charcoal shadow color. It's a pretty color, but it's not showing up as much as I'd like it to. This might be a pretty, like, one color shadow where you could put it all over the lid and make it, build it up a little bit stronger on the lid, and then kind of fan it out or feather it out upwards where it kind of graduates in intensity, kind of up into a fade, into a transition. But this really is a pretty color. It does have a gray, a hint of gray in it. Like, if I looked at it, I would call it slate blue. And I guess it is denim blue. And it is building up pretty nicely now that I've gone back and forth a couple times. Yep. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, with Lorac shadows, it's really a good plan to start small and build up. I can't decide if I want to put this bright peacock color on my lid or go with something a little tamer on the lid and maybe use that on the bottom lash line. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start off by doing my lid with the colors Fairy Tale. It's kind of silver, but kind of blue. And so I think I'll go in with that and then maybe add a more silvery color in the middle to highlight the middle of the lid. See how it goes. You guys know it's really hard for me to get myself away from warm colors and use anything that's slightly cool. It's just not my preference. But when I get out of my comfort zone and do it, I'm usually pretty happy with what I come up with. That's really a pretty color. It almost has a hint of lavender. But I am getting a little fallout here that I need to keep an eye on. And then I'm going to get my shader brush over here. And use that to go back into Fairy Tale and just really make sure that's nice and opaque in there. That actually is kind of pretty. Very unique. Yeah, I like that. Maybe you're not going to put so much on my finger this time. And then I knocked my finger and knocked it all over my face anyway. Go, Sherri! But a little brush action and off it goes. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that color. It's a lot softer than I expected it to be just from the way it looked in the pan, but it's pretty. That's what I love about this so far, is they are just unique. They're just unique colors. I'm going to go back in with the brush that I placed denim with, and I'm going to just re-intensify that right on the outer corner. And then I think I'm going to have to go in with something a little bit darker, because that's not as smoky as I would like it to be. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I'm going to go for shadow because, and that's this one right here, because it kind of has a, I don't even know, it's like charcoal, but sort of green, but sort of gray, and I don't know, but I'm going to definitely tap this off before I go in with it, because we don't want to have to follow with 18 hours of blending. But yeah, that's deepening it up real nice. I'm going to slightly pull that across the crease there.
Many miles away from home, steps were difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something good is coming up. Free like a bird, but also bound up. And my footsteps.
That's really pretty. But I feel like I'm in Fallout City. And maybe I just need to be a little bit more careful about tapping it off. I'm just getting my feet wet. As you get things like this, you learn how to make adjustments for what you need to adjust for. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a little bitty, this is a Coastal Scents BRC S01. It's a tiny little detailer brush, and I'm going to use that for my inner corner highlight. I'm going to go with the shade Foam, which is right here, and it is straight up intense frosty. I'm going to put that right here in my inner corner, and it's beautiful. I really like this. I'm going to pull it right up into the inner corner to blend in with that, maybe brighten that up a tad. Right here on the inner part. I kind of want to get all the detail stuff done before I move to the inner or the lower lash line, because I think that's where I'm going to have the intensity. I mean, this is all pretty and unique, but I really want something to be like bam. So I'm also going to go ahead and go into the shade Pink Peony, which is right here, for my under the brow bone highlight. And this is a Morphe. It's a little smudger brush, or I don't even know. It doesn't have a name or a number on it. But I'm just going to brighten it up under there a bit. The other day I got a new tool to change light bulbs in my very high ceiling fan. And I struggled with it, and I really should have gotten on a ladder, but that scares me a little bit because I'm a klutz on the ground, and I'm scared about being a klutz on a ladder. So I was spinning it around and trying to get to the light bulb I was trying to change and doing all this jazz, and now it's making a rattling sound. So yeah, I'm sorry if you're having to listen to that. I hope it won't come through on the video very distinctly. Hopefully my loud voice will overpower it. I'm going to go back in with the butterscotch brush and just go around the outside of all of this. I'm starting to like how this is coming together. I think the colors complement each other. And I honestly don't even know if bringing that peacock blue is going to be the right choice. I kind of feel like maybe I ought to go into Vamp, just because it's kind of a navy blue. I cannot make up my mind. Da na 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 na. And I can't sit here for too long because I'm getting ready to meet my daughter and grandbabies at the park to have a little bit of time together. Okay, I'm going to do what I initially set out to do, and we'll just see what happens. I am going to find my Morphe E36. Okay, so I did not find the brush I was looking for, but I did find two that I think are going to work. And this is a BH Cosmetics. It's just kind of a dome brush. And this is a BH Cosmetics 105 pencil brush. So I think I'm going to go in with the, kind of a transition type color, which for me, I think a good one here would be butterscotch and mocha. Butterscotch and mocha kind of mixed together. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on all across the whole lash line. And then from there, go in more tightly with the other color. I just kind of want there to be a blender, like a thing there for it to land on. I don't know how to explain it. A buffer.
Many miles away from home.
Like that to start. Now I'm going to take my pencil brush and go into the shade Peacock. And let's see what this guy can do. I'm going to load my brush pretty heavily and then tap off. I really want this to show. I want you to see it and know that's the shade that's there. I don't want it to be all blended out and you can't tell that it's this beautiful color. And oh my goodness, it is beautiful and it is showing. True to color. Wow. Can you see it? I'm going to pull it down a little bit because I really want it to show. I'm praying that the part with the light bulbs on it isn't going to just like fall off onto my bed in the middle of this video. Wouldn't that be fun? Not.
Many miles away from home, steps were difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something good is coming up. Free like a bird, but also bound up, and my footsteps on the ground. I raise my head, listen to the sound, I'm happy with what I have found. Just breathe, just.
And I think of a way of just kind of tying it in together. I'm going to see if this fairy tale color here will show up on my inner 1/4. Man, I'm getting all this stuff in my eyes. I'm going to end up crying and messing it all up. It's really hard for me to hold this. I think that turned out pretty. The green into the blue. But I do think I'll get a brush, small but fluffier brush, and kind of blend it all together. Or kind of blend it out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I was trying to get this pigmentation to show, and so I didn't tap off the brush. And I think it's all in my eyeball right now. So I'm going to take a Q-tip and get it off of my waterline. Or not. I really like that. My only issue is I feel like it doesn't tie in the inner corner. And so I feel like I should maybe go in with that peacock color and put it right on the outer edge. I think that's going to be necessary, or it's not going to look cohesive. What brush to use though? I need to find my Coastal Scents. I'm going to use my Coastal Scents BRC N51. You guys know I always use this brush whenever I want something tight to the outer corner. Ooh. I'm always hesitant to use shimmers on my, as a deepening agent, I guess. But that's really pretty. Right there. Yeah, and that ties it in real nice. I don't know what it is about having my hand right here. Maybe it slightly stretches my skin. I don't know, but I feel like I can't do it unless my hand is there. Oh my goodness. But the fallout. Okay. This is either going to turn out beautiful or a hot mess. There will be no in between. So I'm blending that out a little bit. It's pretty. And way the heck out of my comfort zone. All right, I'm going to stop there. Wipe off all the fallout. The next time I do this, I'm going to use that trick where you put the translucent color or powder down, where it will fall onto the powder and not onto your face. There's a little bit of a place right here that looks like it should have color and it doesn't.
Many miles away from
there. That's what I was looking for. All right, so this is what I have, you guys. I'm going to go back through with my BH blender and blend it all together, and then I'm going to go do eyeliner, mascara, and lashes off camera to save some time, and then I'll come back to show you what the whole full finished final look is. Blendy first. Alright, I'll be back with the final look. Okay guys, I'm back with the finished look. I wanted to tell you what else is on my face that I put on while I was gone. I used NYX Epic Ink Liner on my top winged liner. On my lips, I used Kat Von D Everlasting Lip Liner in Lovecraft, along with Tom Ford Indian Rose, which is a little mini that I got in one of my Sephora play boxes. I love the palette. I love the colors. This is obviously a dramatic look. I didn't intend for it to start off that way, but that's what it ended up being. I think it's pretty. I think it's something very different than what I ordinarily do. Also, the eyelashes are by Kiss Couture. They're drugstore. They're called Little Black Dress, and they're some of my all-time favorite lashes. I think they're beautiful. But I'm okay. I'm happy with the way the colors turned out. I love the peacock green. The only problem that I ended up with is that green was all over my face. And I have to be a lot more deliberate about tapping off the brush and making sure there's not a bunch of product that's going to fall out on my face, because I had to put some more foundation on, some more powder on. I just need to be more careful with it. But overall, I love the colors. I like the look, and I'm kind of excited to have something new. I need to go outside of my comfort zone a little more often, particularly with cooler colors, because they're not my wheelhouse. They're not ordinarily what I enjoy doing. But here's a close-up for you. I think it is really pretty. So I hope you enjoyed this review and demo and swatches of the Lorac Mega Pro 4. If you have this already, I would love to see some looks that you've done with it. If you're a YouTuber and you have a video, link it down in my comment section. I'd love to go see it. If for any reason you really love this look and you recreate it, please tag me on Instagram. On Instagram, my info's down below, but I am Pink Share Bear, and I would love to see this look on you and your spin on it. Anyways, just closing thoughts here. If you are familiar with Lorac products and Lorac shadows, this is what you're going to expect. This is what you're going to expect it to be. Just like any other palette, when you first get it and start playing with it, you're going to have to figure out which methods you have to use these shadows in a way that's going to be complementary to your eyes and your skin and all that jazz, and in a way that's going to keep you from having to fall out. Maybe you don't put your foundation on before your eyes. Maybe you put a layer of powder down so it has something to land on. But anyway, that's just one color. And so there's a lot more exploring that I want to do with this palette. But overall, it's what I expected. I'm happy with it, and I'm really excited about doing some more looks with it. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time so much. And until next time, take care and God bless. Bye, guys. Let's do this. This is the one that comes out once a year. It's always limited edition, and yeah. So if you'd like to see my opinion and my use of this palette for the first few times, and so I just kind of want to play with it, kind of okay. So I hope you enjoy. Someone is at my door. I'll be out in just a minute. My daughter's here. I must be late. What time is it?
3.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't really late, but I'm almost done.
Okay, I just want to tell you something when you're done.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm just going to go.
Many miles away from home, steps were difficult, I'm exhausted, but I did not fall. I hope something